the $1 Million Mortgage Experience podcast. All right, welcome to the podcast. Today we have an amazing guest, Rochelle Drumm. She owns Chipz Happen. It's a San Diego tortilla chip company. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Yeah, glad to be here.
So you're locally owned, San Diego.
Locally owned, family owned.
Awesome.
San Diego, born and raised. So we're natives.
That's
Not
great.
many of those as that used to be.
Yeah, a lot of people come here and never leave.
That's very true. Ask Jason.
It's so hard to leave San Diego.
It is.
Well, I love chips, especially tortilla chips,
Yeah.
because it pairs so well with tequila.
It does.
And so I'm super excited to try your chips.
Yeah, we can't wait for you to jump and do a little taste test.
Yeah, so tell us how you got started and how you got into the industry.
Okay, so my mom used to make chips for us when we were growing up. And she would take chips to parties, graduations, weddings, and it kept getting bigger and bigger. Hey, Mrs. D, can you make chips for us for this? Mm-hmm. And so that started growing. And so it ended up being, all right, let's start this company. Let's figure out how to take it from a kitchen into a commercial kitchen into retail. And we had an opportunity to go with a retailer, which pushed the journey in that direction quicker. So my brother had a landscaping company. I had been in the fashion industry. We left our jobs, went on the bandwagon with our mom, and started learning what do we do next? And how do we get it from, 20 pounds to 1,000 pounds? Mm-hmm. And so it took us down various journeys, working with small factories where we started. And Jason and I would get up in the morning at 3 or 4 in the morning, drive to the factory, help learn to make the chips, how to feed the chips, how to watch them go through production, bag them, tag them, box them, put them in our cars, drive, and deliver. And we did that for like 3 years.
Wow.
But it gave us the hands-on experience to watch the manufacturing, even though it was a smaller factory. We had to learn.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it started.
That's cool.
Yeah.
People don't realize what it takes to actually start something. And you said 3 in the morning. So many people think, oh yeah, I get up at 6 and I do my workout and I do all these things. And it's like, and then I'm off to the races, get my coffee, get my supercharged, whatever they're doing to really make their business. But it's a little harder than that.
It's a lot of sacrifice and you have to have a lot of passion and drive. And then you get really thick skin. Yeah. Because you have to go down that journey. And it's hard.
It is.
There's no way to slice and dice it and you can't make it faster. Mm-hmm. You have to go through it. Yeah. Yeah.
So there are a lot of chips out there. And it's funny because when I got into the tequila business, when I got into the mortgage business, everyone said, oh, it's so competitive. Yeah. It's really crowded, and you're like, well, what business isn't crowded, right? So tell us about the competition in the chip industry.
Well, there's a lot of different types of chips at this stage in the game. So you have anywhere from a corn chip, which is ours. We're a true tortilla corn chip. Mm-hmm. Then the market has pivoted and added in different layers. So whether you are a grain-free, you're a cassava root. Now you're a black bean. Now you're a lentil bean. Now you're this kind of chip. So we kind of stayed true to our roots of what our mom used to make of a true tortilla chip. Yeah. And our chips are really light and thin. And one thing that Jason was very adamant about is that the chips were seasoned, that you could really taste the flavor. So a lot of chips, they dust the flavor. And you can tell, you can look at them. You can look at our chips and you can see you're going to get this bold flavor in your mouth. Yeah,
that means
it's on your lips.
They're seasoned, right? Yeah.
So I think that's where we kind of stayed in that lane. And plus, being a gluten-free product was something that was into our family because we had celiac in my brother's family. And so that was part of the lane we stayed in for 10 years when we first started. And gluten-free back then wasn't as prominent as it is now. And nobody really talked about gut issues and all the things that are coming up today. So it's a good place for us to be. And it has meaning behind it because of those with celiac, gluten issues, and gut issues.
Yeah, that's a really growing problem, right? I mean, it's kind of like constantly, are you gluten-free, or like on menus at restaurants, you see the GF, right? And so it's, a lot of people are becoming aware that gluten, and maybe it's changed over the years, right? I mean, maybe back 30 years ago, gluten wasn't as bad because like the way that farmers were farming was different, you know, and
it was different.
Yeah.
I would say the number one thing that my brother and I hear, because we're out pretty much every weekend somewhere sampling, and supporting events and community, is the number one excitement that we hear from people is you're gluten-free. And it's pretty interesting to hear when it's consistent. And we're like, okay, there's a reason behind this.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
So are all corn to tortilla chips gluten-free?
No.
Okay.
Corn is gluten-free,
right.
Plant, but it depends on the factories that they're made and or the blends that they use. So anything in those two areas, take it out of the gluten-free category.
So it'd be like if it's cross-contamination or kind of, okay, interesting.
Yep.
So as far as being competitive, like who is your biggest competitor?
Well, I'm going to
or
have
who
to
are you
say
going
it.
after kind of?
Well, okay. Big stretch, big reach would be going after Frito Lay.
Okay.
And I say that with confidence only because looking at the products and looking at what people are looking for today. The other thing is that we have a lot of people that taste our chips and they always say, oh my gosh, you taste like a healthier Dorito, but better. And Jason and I would hear that and we're like, what? You know, that was never the intent to go down that path.
Right.
But I think through the development and what we've created, it just happened to land there. So we're like, you know what? Let's go after it because our product is healthier, cleaner ingredients. It's definitely not perfect. Jason always says, hey, we're tweeners, you know, we're not the organic and we're not your junk. So why not go after that and get that customer to take a step into something a little bit better? Because I don't think anybody's going to go from being, hey, I love junk food, now I'm organic.
Right.
That's a big jump.
Plus, it's hard when you really love the taste of Doritos.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never have just one Dorito.
No.
There's something that's got to be addictive, or I don't know what it is. You just want more and more. But I could see where, you know, there are the middle ground where you're like, wow, this is amazing. Now I'm going to switch out, never have another Dorito again because this is better for you, and just start there, right?
Well, it's a good place to start. It gives us a good goal. I had recently read that Doritos sells almost 2 billion bags a year in the United States. So there's a goal. There's a goal for us.
That's cool.
But, you know, we also we're going to go up against Late July. It's been a brand for a long time. It's your organic customer. Siete is your grain-free customer. They've all done a fantastic job. And so there's room right there for us.
Yeah.
Just to sit.
Well, I mean, it's all in the taste, right?
Yeah.
If you taste it and you're like, because I've tried some of those healthy chips and you're just like, it's like, why eat it if, you know, if you're going to eat a chip, you're usually eating it because you're not trying to be healthy.
Yeah.
And so when you eat something that's too healthy tasting, it's like, I'm not going to buy that bag again, you know?
I think it really depends on, you know, your diet because there are dietary issues out there.
Sure.
So I think a lot of these brands are in a great space.
Yeah.
Because there are more people and there's more kids that have dietary issues, and it's better. I'd rather see them eat those or our brand than some of the other brands that have a lot of different preservatives and a lot of sodium. There's one brand, a small bag is 1,250 milligrams in 1 ounce of sodium. Wow. So I think there's options out there.
Yeah. That's I don't know. Well, do you have different flavors? Like
we have different flavors.
Tell
we
us
have
about that.
The Himalayan pink salt, which is your basic good dipping chip, nacho chip, whatnot. Then we have the chili lime, which is got a great kick of lime with a little heat. It'll go good with your tequila.
Okay, can't wait to try it.
Then we have the cheesy nacho, and this is definitely like your healthier Dorito. Actually, they kind of all are, but in their own way. And then there's the smoky jalapeno barbecue. And that's an interesting flavor because it's different, but people love it. You just have
crispy.
to taste it. It's crispy, but it has that little bit of smoke and then that kick of heat. Yeah.
So is it like calories wise better than Doritos, or is it about the same?
I'd say we're pretty comparable on calories. Our sodium on some of it's better. But I would say the ingredient panels are very different because theirs
no
are quite
dyes
long.
and stuff.
Yeah, we have no dyes, no chemicals, no preservatives. And we've kept it as clean as we can where we are right now. And it's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
So being an entrepreneur, you have challenges, right? So like talk to us about some of those challenges that you've overcome.
I think some of them are getting that thick skin. Because you are so passionate and you're so excited to present your brand and to submit it. And then you hear, no room on the shelf. No.
Yeah.
And you take it personal.
Yeah.
So I think that took us some time to learn to be like, okay, we'll try again next year. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's just keep going. And you just get in that rhythm and you keep plowing forward. And then you get that yes and you keep going.
Right.
And that was one of the challenges we definitely had to overcome. And also growing the business and then figuring out where do we go from there? How do we get to a co-packer? How do we get with a co-packer that we can scale with? There are a lot of different challenges in that you have to learn, and then having consistency with your product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you guys sell retail too, or do you sell just to like locations?
Well, Amazon and our own website would be obviously direct to consumer.
Right.
And then your wholesalers or retailers. So,
okay.
Yeah.
It is so true that you have to have thick skin.
Yep.
I mean, in the mortgage business, you have to have thick skin because it's very competitive, right? It's all about rate most of the time. And you know, in our side of the business, non-QM is like the tougher, more entrepreneur type of loans where they're not always getting a yes from a bank. So we kind of think outside the box. And so, but you know, in your business and being an entrepreneur in general, it's just, you have to have thick skin. You have to have this crazy optimism. Otherwise, you're just going to get beat up, and then you're going to just give up.
Yeah, and we don't want to give up. I mean, we've fought the fight, and we keep going, and we're excited with what's in front of us, and just work hard. Love what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, like, when you get wins, like when you get into like, are you kind of going after bigger places where you can sell like more packages, like more bags of chips? I mean, obviously you want to try to grow and scale. So how do you scale that when you're just selling on Amazon? And
a lot of times is when you start scaling, they'll put you in a regional program. So instead of out of the gate 500 or 1,000 stores, or say, hey, let's try this region, and there's 250. So your scaling can be by territory or by a region, which kind of helps you also get your arms around it in terms of scaling not only the production part, but also having the marketing part behind it, supporting it and pushing it and bringing up that brand awareness.
Yeah. Talk about marketing. Like, do you have a marketing background?
We don't. None of us do, but I think we have a good feel for our brand and who we want to reach out to. You see a lot of the Gen Z, X, they are more health conscious.
Right.
They read labels more. Pretty interesting. I mean, when we grew up, we didn't read labels. We ate what our mom gave us, and that called it a day.
Yeah.
What was ever in the cupboard, we ate.
And you didn't have a lot of options back then either.
There weren't options.
Yeah.
So I think going after that, and also, you know, there's a huge mom market because a lot of times they're the shopper for the house. So we're kind of taking what we learn, what we hear, and pivoting it into a marketing strategy, and we hope to bring on a company in the near future, which will be very exciting for us.
That's cool.
It'll be another step.
Like an agency or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you also, like, I'm sure you target influencers, right? Like people like in the mom communities who can influence other moms, like, hey, here's a new brand, you should try it. Do you send them like free bags of chips?
We send free bags. We send cases of chips, some of the tote bags, swag, whatever we have, whatever they're happy with and we're happy with, and we send that out. We also work with a lot of the different breweries and have done events with the breweries because that's a huge market. Chips and beer also go together. So we target all of it. And I think as we're scaling and we're growing, then it becomes even more interesting to some of the influencers. But we get a lot of people reaching out, which I love. It's cool. They don't have to.
Right.
And they do.
So I think for me, when I started the tequila thing with my partner, it was all about, you had to make a good enough product to where someone, you know, who tries it wants to drink more of it. Right.
Yep.
So with chips, like how was that process when you were, I mean, you said your mom was making, so everyone loved it already.
Right.
You know, like everyone was like, please, can I have some of those chips? Make those chips. When you started going down that path, how important was it to have the quality of the product be, you know?
Number one. Quality.
Yeah.
Quality and consistency.
Yeah.
And making sure it was the chip that crunches, that has that flavor, that you can taste the corn, you know what you're eating. And Jason was very instrumental in the development of all the flavors. He has an incredible palate, and he would go back and forth with the blend company that we work with, and they'd tweak it, and we're tasting. I'm like, I can't taste another chip. But he was very specific, and he also was very specific with, as we were learning how to make our own tortilla chips, how they tasted just on their own, just coming out of the fryer. Is it light? Is it crispy? Does it crunch? Can you hear that crunch? Does that crunch make you want to eat another one?
Right.
I mean, it was all those things that added up to where we are now.
That's cool. So, do you guys ever get in arguments?
Oh, yeah. Do we hang up on each other?
Nope.
Does
Perfect
he tell
relationship.
Yep. Tells me I'm the worst driver ever.
Talk about partnerships, because I think our audience, you know, there's a lot of, you know, the mortgage and finance and real estate people, and you know, sometimes they're the solo person that's running the ship, and then there's partnerships. Like, how has the partnership been, you know, from the beginning to now? Has it evolved, or?
It's definitely evolved, because Jason's really doing a lot of development, and he loves being with the customer. He loves being at events. He likes engaging with people. He's very thoughtful, giving, hey, you want a bag? Oh, here, hey, take a bag. And he's very involved in sales, who we're going after, has a lot of input to that. And then I'm kind of more looking at numbers, logistics, things that I absolutely don't love, but I am doing them because I can, and I'm able to do it. And then our mom is still very involved. She's 84 years old. Wow. She handles all of QuickBooks, all of the KHE stuff. I mean, it's pretty amazing to watch what she does.
She's not back there with the hairnet making the chips?
No, she's boss babe. That's mom.
Wow, that's cool. Family business.
It is a true family business.
That's cool.
Yep.
I know, like, for me, you know, as your journey continues as an entrepreneur, you really start trying to do what you love most, and then hire out things you don't love. Is that something you're looking forward to maybe doing?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. What would you focus on that you love?
Creativity. I can come up with marketing ideas, gift ideas, promo ideas like no other. It's cool. I love it. I love merchandising.
So are you guys more of a like lifestyle brand too? Is it like there's a whole thing behind it, not just the chip? It's
definitely more of a lifestyle and swag and feel. And it's not, you know, people always think California, San Diego, it's surf. No, we are everything. We have our mountains, we have our surf, we have our bikes, and we have everything. So make it a lifestyle brand. We have a lot to offer here, and a lot that we can showcase the brand through. Yeah. And people can relate.
How do you stand out from other competitors? Like, what has been your kind of journey or process of saying, like, you know, we're going up against these Doritos or, you know, different brands that are huge. Like, how do you stand out?
I think our packaging. That was one of the shifts that we made a long time ago, bringing in the pink. The bags are very happy. They have energy to them. You see them and you're like, oh my God, it's so cool. We always have a lot of women and girls go, oh my God, it's so cute, because they love it. They relate to it. And then even guys see it and like, oh my God, it's so cool, because there's, you know, the VW on the back, and there's a relatability about it. So I think when you look at other brands, they're very consistent with where they are for almost all of their flavors, their different categories. They look like that company. Right. And I feel like our plan was to really create packaging that had some energy to it and didn't just say tortilla chip. Right. So it was something, you know, that we hopefully are attracting people towards.
Tell us about the name.
So a long time ago, we were working with a different marketing company through my husband's wife, and they had given us a list of names to start choosing. So we were all picking names that we liked, and then our niece was probably about 10, and she's like, I like this one. And we're like, what is it? She's like, Chipz Happen. We're like, okay. And that's what we did. We went with it. And she was 10. And, it's funny when people go, oh, Chipz Happen. And they start laughing because they kind of connect the dots to the play
Shit
on
happens,
words.
yeah.
And yep. And so we're like, okay, go Ashley.
That's cool.
Uh-huh.
That's cool that you gave her credit too.
Absolutely.
I mean, chips pretty much bring people together. It's just like alcohol, right? It's like you got to have chips. If you're having a football party, you're having a pool party, you're just getting together. Especially in like California. I mean, we love tortilla chips.
We do love tortilla chips in California.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What would be your biggest tip for an entrepreneur that's starting out in a business right now?
I think once you have your product where you want it to be and you are good and you can produce it, you have consistency, you have your labeling, you have all of those things done, build your local market. I mean, build it. Don't go outside of it. Don't take any growth anywhere. Make sure you can work through everything with your local community and build it, because there's a ton of opportunity.
Right.
And then start scaling.
Yep. Same with, I would say, like real estate or mortgage. Like you have so many resources right here, friends, family, associates. You can build your market just like that too with mortgages, with real estate. Because if you try to scale outside, and then it's a lot harder. You just don't get the same bang for your buck.
No, it's hard. It's definitely harder, and it's better to get involved with your community. There's so many groups wherever you live.
Yeah.
So whether it's military, kids, athletics, whatever, there's so much. Go after all of them. Touch them all. Yeah. Because they're all important, and they all are so happy to have you there.
Yeah.
Because their jobs are so big to get the funding, to raise, to help. So support them. They love it. And
collaborations too.
Absolutely. You meet so many people.
Right.
And so many other vendors, and then you start collaborating.
Right.
So it's cool.
Yeah, I notice like people want to help each other, right? They love the story. They love that you're, small, you care about your product, and it's funny. It certainly with the tequila too. People get behind it and they're just like, "Oh, I remember when this was brand new," or when you launched, and it's a cool thing to see the growth and the see you start out with nothing, and then you kind of grow. And
and it's interesting because people have watched us grow, and they'll come by, "Oh my God, you're our favorite chip. We love your chip. That's the only chip we carry in our cupboard." And they'll be like, "Yay!" Like there's a lot of enthusiasm to the customers that we have built and are building. And I think it's because they do know our story. Yeah. And they're like, wow, look at this family.
That's cool. That's very cool. Do you have any failures that you've kind of overcome and learned something from?
Well, of course.
To be an entrepreneur, you kind of have to, right?
I mean, I think that's how you learn.
Yeah.
I think I think really one of the ones we did is we scaled way too fast, and we were not ready. And we had to pull everything back. We never shut down. We never closed. We always produced small. But we went from here to here so quickly, and we didn't have our arms around it, and we didn't know enough. Yeah. We had to learn. We had to go back and start taking some baby steps and started learning the business.
Interesting. Yeah. It's hard because sometimes you want to charge forward and grow and be the biggest, and then, but you can't skip steps, right?
Lesson learned.
Yeah. That's good. What about like work-life balance? I know entrepreneurs, like myself included, I'm like constantly, I'll even get a massage and I'm still working, or like how do you manage that work-life balance?
I think that's really hard. I don't know if there's a magic answer to that. I think at some point you just have to trust the process and step aside a little bit and put your phone down, give your mind some time to think, give your body a little kick, a little health, a little something, because otherwise you can start deep diving in and then overthinking. Do I do that right? Oh, I made a mistake here. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done, like, whoa. You have to be able to rein yourself in.
Yeah. Do you do anything like meditate, or do you have any other like hacks that you?
I just started classes at Hot Works, which I absolutely am loving. Okay. I wasn't sure if I was going to die in the infrared saunas or not, but I actually like it. And it gives me a quick workout, but I feel like I've really worked out. I like to walk on the beach. I mean, we're beach people.
Yeah. Toes in the sand. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so important, I think, to be able to connect with the ground and just, whether it is, sauna, working out. I mean, there's always some way you have to kind of balance back out.
Definitely. I mean, I like to cook, so that's another thing. I'll go into the kitchen. I need to be creative, so I need to use my hands. So I cook. I don't even know what I'm cooking for who or whatever, but I'm like, I have to cook. It's like a creative release for me.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be on your phone when you're cooking. You're like,
nope, I have to focus. Although I never use recipes, because you put one in front of me and I'll be like, oh no, it needs a little bit more. Oh no, I got to tweak that.
yeah, for sure. Any other habits that contribute to success?
I think consistency.
Okay.
I think we've learned just being really consistent with your routines in terms of who you're calling, who you're following up with, making deliveries. I think community consistency, so that people are always seeing you. It doesn't matter how big you get, be out there.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I really noticed when we jumped into the business, I was like, oh my God, like, where's lights everywhere still? And I'm seeing, Bud Light or Michelob or all these big, huge brands, Coke, whatever. And I'm like, oh, they're still out here. And then I'm like, okay, they're still marketing to new consumers, to new groups of people or whatnot. And I feel like consistency of doing that is very important to your business.
Otherwise, it's out of sight, out of mind, right?
And I don't know if I really thought that until like we jumped in this. And I was like, okay.
It never stops. Never stops.
It never stops. Doesn't matter how big you get.
Yeah. And how important for you guys is scaling? Is like in the beginning, I always say this, and I got it from, I won't take credit from it. I got it from watching an Uber podcast. One of the founders of Uber said we were a band of pirates in the beginning. And we were just, because, when you start a dream, you have to gather people and you have to find people that believe in your dream. And they're not always the ones that, have it all together because they're taking a risk on you, right? And you have this band of pirates, maybe it's family, maybe it's friends. And then as you grow, you start becoming more like a naval ship. And so that was kind of their story. And I think about that a lot because sometimes the people in the beginning of a company aren't the people that end up staying through the long haul, because you grow and it's like, oh, this isn't the same anymore. You're a bigger company. Right. I don't want to be here. But like, what are your thoughts on that scale process? I mean, you're going after Frito Lay, so at some point you're going to have to be a much bigger company.
Absolutely.
How does that look?
I think for a while, we really want to be so involved and scale with the growth and be a part of the vision of how the brand looks, so that we become your everyday brand, not only nationally, but internationally, because there are opportunities. We are not the one-hit wonder. We're not just tortilla chips. We have a salsa that my mother used to make for us when we were younger. Jason took the recipe, tweaked it, so we have that ready to go. We have some hot sauces ready to go. We have more flavors already developed.
Awesome.
I mean, we have a vision, so it's all being laid out in our heads and through being proactive with development, so that as we scale, we're a part of it, but there's a story behind all of it.
That's cool. Will it be Salsa Happens?
So dipping good.
Dipping good? So dipping good. Okay, gotcha. What about like nacho cheese flavor and stuff like that?
So dipping good.
Ooh, nice. Are we gonna try it? Let's break it out. Would love to try it.
We have this.
Any shout outs before we start? Like any shout outs from someone who's sort of helped change your trajectory or, really helped along the way?
Our dad has had a lot of words. And in the beginning, he couldn't quite wrap his arms around it. He's like, what are my kids doing now? Oh my God, they're going in the food industry. As he's watched us go through the heartaches and the achievements, he's like, yeah, I see your chips everywhere.
Like a cheerleader kind of.
Exactly.
That's
and
cool.
So it's interesting to watch him change the dynamics of what he thinks from dad conservative to like, all right, kids, keep going. Keep
That's
fighting the fight. And we definitely have had some mentors in terms of teaching us. I think GT is one of them. He's just somebody we've met a very long time ago, but he has stayed with us and he has a very strong background and gives us good, solid advice whether we want to hear it or not. So I'd say that, and even our mom, even though she's a part of it, I feel like if it weren't for her, then we wouldn't be here.
Yep.
And even her words, and I don't care if she's 84, she's got some words of wisdom that if you don't pay attention to, you're going to miss the boat.
Yeah. Words of wisdom, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's good. Which chip is your favorite? Which flavor? I want to try your favorite first, if you have it.
I don't know. I like the lime and the nacho.
Okay. And what would pair best with this Bebemos Tequila?
I think the lime.
The lime? Mm-hmm. All right. Let's.
What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, lime.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll pour some of this.
Yeah, I would do this. I would do the salt chip.
You okay with trying a little of this?
Yeah.
Bebemos, and we'll pair it right here live on the podcast.
I love your cups. Glasses, they're cool.
Thank you. Well, these are, so the top actually becomes a shot glass after you unscrew the cork.
That is a very good twofer. You get a cup with your bottle.
Yeah. So actually, I'll show you, just you twist it off like that, and then
it's awesome.
You have a little, with your backpacking out there, or you're tailgating, or you're on a boat, or whatever it is that you're doing.
Very cool.
Makes it fun.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a bag of the chips?
Jason, do you want to open up the lime?
For those of you listening, sorry you can't see this, but we are. Oh, I feel like I've tried these. I've definitely seen this. It's a very distinct. Yeah. Chipz Happen. All right. You smell it. So you bake in the flavor, or you because you said some people dust it on, and then how is it the flavors?
It's seasoned on after it goes through the fryer. It goes through either a tumbler or, depending on how your equipment works, and shoots it on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you dip with the salsa? Is that how you do it?
I think so.
Cheers. Salud.
Salud.
Let's see how crunchy this is. Very crunchy.
Crunchy. It's good with your tequila.
And you get that lime.
Uh-huh.
For sure. How hard was it to go through the whole process of made with non-GMO ingredients? Is there testing that they do when you do this? You have to have the vegan label, no preservative.
It took us it was a process, but it was who we were working with our seasonings, and we found companies that had the better for you, so to speak, ingredients and certifications and whatnot. So it made the process easier, but I think it was more getting to that point where then we can start tweaking it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Any last words for the listeners?
Chipz Happen.
Yeah. Go out and buy these Amazon, right? Or your website?
Amazon, local stores.
Very cool.
Yeah,
they're delicious. This bag's staying here with me for sure.
Excellent.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching. Please share, subscribe, and go follow Chipz Happen and see what you think. Try it. And also, of course, Bebemos. It pairs really well with that. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you on the next one.
Thank you.
The $1 Million Mortgage Experience Podcast.